The radio station with more. You're listening to the radio station.
You're listening to.
This is
Radio Biafra. Radio Biafra.
Yes, sir, once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill, conscientious people, wherever you are all over the world, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. Of course, this is still Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live to Radio Biafra London, Radio Biafra London is being anchored by the deputy leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. His name is Mazi Uche Ukafo Mefo. He is from Abatete. Abatete is in Anambra State, and Anambra State is Biafra land. He is the man who has simply assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. Mazi Uche Ukafo Mefo is standing on a deputizing capacity on behalf of our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Okukano, the king of Afari Beku. Afari Beku is in Umuahia. Umuahia is in Abia State, and Abia State is Biafra land. He is the one and the only man who stood up to speak for the collective interest of the Biafran people for almost 60 years now. By the special grace of Chukwuka Abiyama, I remain George Onyibe. I come from Abo. Abo is in Delta State, and Delta State is Biafra land. And of course, without wasting much of our time, I will move ahead to acknowledge the Creator, Chukwuka Abiyama, the one who lives in heaven and preside over the affair of man. Ibu Chukwu n'ibu chim, Ibu Chukwu onye dị igwe o, Ibu Alfa na Omega mo, onye bụrụ onye ikpeazụ, mmalite n'ọgụgụ ya ka ji na-asị na-ebuchi anyị anyị na-aja gị mma o maka n'eziokwu na-ebu sọ mma ịhụnanya na gị obiọma gị o juru anya dadi o inwe gị mgbanwe o ọ dịghị onye dịka gị Ebu Alfa na Omega. Anyị niile na-asị na n'ịdị mma o. Ise. And of course, without wasting much of our time on this segment, our time has been far spent already because of those who think that they control the media, who they control every platform. Of course, they will test our resolve, but in the end, we will still be here. Our topic on this segment is simply titled, The Need to Redefine Our Position on the Quest to Restore Biafra. This is going to be the part one because it's a bit long study. If we want to take all of them this night, it's not going to be possible. And so I decided to divide it. We look at the first part this evening. Tomorrow morning, by the grace of God, we look at the second part of this very study. The need to redefine our position on the quest to restore Biafra. In every subject matter in life, there is always a definition which will sell out the position of all those being defined when it comes to the issue at hand. To redefine themselves, there is need for that. In every area of life, in every field of endeavor, anything in the world, you can always define them. The moment you define them, you sell their rightful position. You sell out their original position. And then people can analyze them so easily. People can explain them so easily. They get acquainted with them. And sometimes they get too used to it that they lose its true value. And then Biafrans has found themselves on the same position. But I must remind you that we need to get to a stage where we redefine ourselves. We will redefine ourselves. We will tell you who we are, not who you thought we are. In the quest to restore Biafra, every Biafra involved must understand that somewhere along the line, we need to redefine ourselves. On this broadcast, I want us to learn from the heart of Nebuchadnezzar, redefinition of his position against the enemy of Judah on every side. If you go to the Bible, there is a man known as Nehemiah. Nehemiah has a task to rebuild the wall of Jerusalem. Nehemiah may be a disciplined man. Nehemiah may be a learned man, a cultured man, a gentleman. Nehemiah may be a prayer warrior, a servant of the Most High God. Nehemiah was everything good a man can be. But with this good quality, Nehemiah does not stand any chance to rebuild the wall of Jericho. The wall of Jerusalem. And at that moment in time, Nehemiah understands that there is need for him to redefine himself. In other words, they call him a man of God. No, man of God have to wait. Because the temple, the wall of Jerusalem, must be rebuilt. Nehemiah understands that they can say he is very disciplined, he is very cultured, very advanced. Nehemiah understands that the enemy that are waiting for them have no regard for those such quality. And as such, he needs to redefine himself. I want us to take time to look at what was in the heart of Nehemiah when this enormous task, that is embodiment of sacrifice, was laid upon his shadow. Understand, he chose to do that. He would have set back, like our leader Mazen Nandekano. He chose to do that. We won't question him. He would have decided to sit back. But we must all understand that the more we get to different stage and level, our leader have to redefine himself. IPOB will redefine themselves, because the enemy of Biafrans are actually redefining themselves. But let's follow it according to the Bible sequence. Let us learn from Nehemiah. Number one, Nehemiah understand that for him to rebuild the wall of Jerusalem, first and first, who are the enemy of Jerusalem? Nehemiah understand this truth, and he didn't shy away from it. The same way, on the quest to restore Biafra, we cannot afford to shy away from this truth. Who are the enemy of Biafra? If we fail to redefine ourselves, then the enemy will define us. They will call us names that are not us. They will tell us who that we are not. I want us to understand, because when we are embarking on this journey to restore Biafra, a lot of people say, oh, it has to be a stereotype. Let us remain there. No. We really need to get to a stage where we redefine ourselves. And like I said, learning from Nehemiah, the first thing Nehemiah did before making any attempt to rebuild the wall of Jerusalem was first of all to know who the enemy of Judah is. He must know who the enemy of the Israelites are. To rebuild the wall of Jericho, you must find out why it was, why am I calling Jericho? Of course, the Nigeria is a wall of Jericho, wall in Biafra, and of course they must fall. Nehemiah understand, before he can rebuild that wall, he must find out who built this wall, who broke this wall, why was this wall broken down. He must know people who are responsible. That was the moment of redefining his position. Who are the enemies of Biafra? Why did they break this wall down? What was their target? What is their intention? Most of us are here in IPOB. We want to fight for the restoration of Biafra. It is important you first of all find out who wiped out Biafra from the map. Who are the people working hard to make sure Biafra is not restored? Who are the people frustrating the effort men and women are putting in place across the globe to make sure that Biafra is restored? If you do not know who the enemy of Biafra is, I can assure you, you are not qualified to fight for the restoration of Biafra. And if you are fighting already, I can assure you that you are not fighting to restore Biafra. You are just another entertainer. First and first. The first step to redefine yourself in an issue like this. Who are the enemy of Jerusalem? And when Nehemiah looked deep, he saw that Jerusalem have 5 countries, 5 nations who are standing put to make sure that Jerusalem wall cannot be rebuilt. 4 of them. Nehemiah looked at them And I believe he knew the magnitude, the size of the enemy that are going to come against him. And what do you think he did? He prepared. But let's look at these 4 enemies that stood against Nehemiah to prevent him from rebuilding the wall of Jerusalem. That is how it is, even in the issue of Biafra. And before I proceed, those of you who are on Facebook, those people dancing, they are coronavirus victims, Nigerian coronavirus victim. The video is not very clear. Britain can see their own coronavirus victim, COVID-19 victim. All of them are quarantined. They are dancing. The COVID-19 victims in America are dying. They will fall and die. The one in Japan will fall and die. The one in Europe will fall and die. The one in Arabia will fall and die. The one in Nigeria are eating double ration, two plates. They are dancing. They have music there. And when somebody come out and tell you that COVID-19 in Africa, in Nigeria is fake, people say, no, you cannot dismiss it. It's not fake. This is the time for all of you to redefine yourself. I didn't make it. They made it. Nigerians made it. Those are COVID-19 victims. They are inside quarantine. Or is it quarantine? And then somebody will come out and say, you know, we the Nigerians. May the Lord have mercy upon you. But I won't digress further. Going back to what I was saying, Nehemiah discovered that 4 enemies are standing by to make sure that the wall of Jerusalem is not rebuilt. The same way there are many people standing by to make sure that Biafra will not restore. If we fail to know who they are, I tell you, this is the beginning of our struggle. But be rest assured, every one of us must redefine ourselves. And like Nehemiah, who are the enemy of Biafra? Now let's look at the 4 enemies that prevented Nehemiah and the people of Israel from rebuilding their temple. Number 1 nation there was the Samaritan. The Samaritan, the Samaria, they are the people of God. They are close relative to the Israelites. This would have been the last people that were supposed to hinder the wall of Jerusalem from being rebuilt. Remember in Matthew chapter 4, Jesus said to the Samaritan woman and to the Judea woman, and said, this is the time where nobody need to go anywhere to worship God. But you worship God right here and right now in your heart. The Samaritans are related to the Israelites. But they will be part of the people that will make sure the wall was not rebuilt. Nehemiah knew that, so nobody can deceive him. Today there are a lot of Biafrans. They will make sure Biafra is not restored. They can't explain. But that is their calling. It is their calling. It is their cause. You see somebody say, oh boy, we need to do something. Let this Biafra restored. A Biafra man, Igbo man, a Jaw man, Kalabare man, Urobo man, Okereka man. They say, no, God forbid, Biafra cannot restore. That is your cause. Anybody who is fighting to agitate, to ensure Biafra is restored, you are not expecting this enemy. Your frustration will know no bound. Nehemiah know this truth. Number 2 country there was the Amorites. Who are the Amorites? The same relative of the Judah, the Israeli people. Abraham's nephew, Lot, have 2 sons. 2 sons that was as a result of taboo. According to our culture, even according to the Bible. The 2 daughters gave birth to 2 sons for him. The Amorite and the Moabite. One of the people who want to make sure that Jerusalem wall is not rebuilt is Israelite cousins. Born by another woman. Israelite cousin and nephew, and uncle and auntie. And if you don't see potential enemy, and you are fighting to bring Biafra, when you are close to bringing that Biafra, they will kill you or they will destroy that Biafra. I just mentioned 2 enemies. That is why when we look at the issue of restoration of Biafra, there is need to redefine our position without apology to anybody. The 2 first named enemy are related to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They are related to Israel. They are the major contractor that Biafra will not be restored. So when you are a Biafra, you are coming to tell us, oh, Biafra cannot be restored with the way we are going to. You are idiot. Biafra will be restored. Whether Judge Onyibe like it or not, Biafra must be restored. Whether our leader Mazen they cannot like it or not, Biafra must be restored. Then who the idiot are you who would think you have any say when it comes to the issue of Biafra? Your father don't die. Your mother don't die. Your brother don't die. Your sister don't die. All of them where they share passport. On our brother don't die. Make una no deceive on ourselves. Let me not digress. I say 4 enemies stand put to make sure the wall is not rebuilt. All of you who stand put to make sure Biafra is not restored, we are watching all of you. But you are not our concern, no. We are asking conscious people, genuine Biafras across the globe, this is the time for you to redefine yourself. The number 3 enemy there are the Arabs. The Arabs, like they are slavers. As far as the war is broken, they want to steal everything stealable. The same way you see the Arabs in Nigeria. They are stealing everything stealable in Nigeria. It is very pathetic that Hausa, Fulani, oil and gas is not enough for them. They are even gallivanting everywhere in Biafra land, looking for pieces of iron. They pick pieces of rubber, pick pieces of iron, pick pieces of gare. Anything they lay their eye on in Biafra land, they are scavenger. They take all of them away. That is how the Arabs behave. They were part of the people. And the last there is the Philistines. The Philistines make sure the war is not rebuilt. So in the gang of the enemy, the Himayah discover that you have 2 internal enemy as well as 2 external enemy. And of course, that was actually what gave birth to the next formation, which will guide his next line of action. In order to properly redefine himself, the next stage he took was to set a frame time. To rebuild the wall of Jericho, Jeremiah set a frame time, 52 days. Every one of you must believe. The more we delay on this issue of Biafra, the more our matter will be complicated. I didn't say the more we delay, the more Biafra will not come. Whether they like it or not, Biafra must come. But delay is dangerous. We should have time frame. When we get to that particular time, nothing happen. We make something happen. We are not afraid of protest. We are not afraid of rally. We are not afraid to upset the balance. Nehemiah, having discovered the enemy, need to set time frame in order to enable him set his priority right. 52 days. That 52 days, there are a lot of things to put in place. How many laborers do I need? How many materials do I need? Who am I supposed to rely on for guidance? Putting every facility under consideration. Setting of target. And every Biafran, are you setting target? Our leader is doing what he can do. What are we doing? Do we have target? And I look at some people now, what is the next thing? We don't even know. No target. What is your own target? There is something all of us can do individually. This is the time some people are supposed to hide. Because of your position, you can't come out. Hide. Talk to IPOB leadership. Make the necessary support you can. But instead, they are forming cabal. How to get passport with Biafra come. We are waiting for you people. Buy parachute. All of you. I don't want to mention your name. We are waiting for you. Buy parachute. Because you don't understand the need to redefine our position. We never get Biafra. We even get plate number. The number 3 thing he need to do was to make sure that he identify the battlefield. I want you to understand the steps that Nehemiah took in order to redefine himself. Number one, he realized he has enemy, and he go out to look at the enemy and know that they are enemy and prepare for them. Number two, he set a target. I can't be fighting this war all my life. Nelson Mandela got to a stage. He have to improvise. You think they allow South Africa to go like that? The boys outside have to do the really anointing service. And the Onyibe could not wait it any longer. They formed the fake freedom South Africa is enjoying at the moment. But yeah, they did something. If not that they acted timely, when Nelson Mandela died, another person will start. We will not waste another generation in the quest of Biafra land. So whatever you are doing, understand that it has fallen into our pleasant places for us to save Biafra. In our time. Like I said, the third one there is that you identify the battlefield. You must fight to protect. You must fight with a mindset to protect your people. Let's look at it. Our leader is a book that we cannot finish reading all our lifetime. When he came out on this journey, he knew who the enemies are. He knew how to fight them. Talking from when I joined IPOB, and I heard him in one of his broadcasts. He said the reason they were able to kill over 3.5 million Biafrans and sweep it under the carpet is because we don't have media. The reason Britain was able to hide every evil they commit in Biafra land and nobody is talking about it is because we don't have media. And IPOB cannot go ahead to pay Yoruba to carry our message. Because Yoruba will charge us, they will put the message under the pillow, they will never publish it. They will begin to frustrate us with the media till we spend all the money we have on media and we are not going anywhere. So which means he identified the battlefield. That is where we are. The enemies of Biafra are not enjoying it. The enemy of Biafra, they are not enjoying it. We understand that this war must be fought on the media platform, first of all. For 2 years, he fought like a fierce warrior. For 2 years, he laid the foundation for every soldier to come up. For 2 years, even as we still speak, he's still fighting on that front. But of course, we understand the battlefield. Today, Nigerians are very meticulous in the way they handle the issue of Biafra. They rather avoid us. Why? Because we are properly engaging them on where we're supposed to engage them. But this field where we are fighting this war, I want to bring you deeper to make you understand that there are a lot of things we need to learn. I do not want to be quoting Bible and quoting Bible so it will not look like church service. But everything I'm trying to analyze from you is just drawn from the divine instruction and inspiration given to Nehemiah to be able to rebuild the wall of Jerusalem. This same principle is obtainable if we are able to diplomatically, meticulously, systematically deploy all of them. Biafra will be here in no time. They understand this need, that they have to identify the battleground. To identify this battleground, number one, Nehemiah talked about the sheep gate. He targeted, he divided the job he wanted to do. He divided the job into 7 places. Which means he understands he has 7 challenges. In IPOB today, we understand how you function. When you come, we know the place you belong to. we cure you, we respond to you. You must obey. Every Biafra must have this mindset. Having identified the battlefield, Nehemiah discovered that first of all, they have the sheep gate. The sheep gate have to be rebuilt. That is a war front. The sheep gate is in the north. The sheep gate is part of the war. In that war, you have different gates. You have different location. The first place he was going to rebuild, he chose the sheep gate. But what the sheep gate represents, just like the name, is that for him to rebuild this war, he looked for obedient Israelites. They are the sheep. If our leader starts with the wrong people, he will still give us Biafra because he's ordained, but they will suffer him. Jesus knew this truth. He said, I know my sheep, and my sheep know me. Wherever level you are fighting, wherever wing you are fighting, for this restoration period, if you are not working with the sheep, if you are not rebuilding the front line of the sheep, your sheep, when the enemy will strike you, your calamity will come without any solution. Nehemiah understand. I need to rebuild the sheep gate first of all. What does it mean? I tell you, without Mazime 4, our leader will see something. Only God knows how he chooses them. Only God knows how he chooses them. You must know your sheep. Your sheep are those people that are willing to follow you very stupidly, very hopelessly, like animals if they don't have sense. They have sense. They are anointed to follow you that way. And so we must not take a loyal subject as a fool. Those of you in Yoruba church, there was a time your daddy Oyedepo was shouting, anointing makes the difference. Anointing makes the difference. He was oppressing his assistants, Pastor Abioye. He started appointing his children as general overseer, deputy general overseer, relegating Abioye to the background. You know, Yoruba love themselves. But it was Adeboye that called Oyedepo and said, that thing you want to do in Redeem will, in winners will scatter. By the time you frustrate Abioye, you will know that your anointing, that grace you are shouting, somebody is the carrier. Of course, Oyedepo used his brain and left Abioye already. He was claiming his property. My son is general overseer, continental rep, Australia. My son, general overseer, continental rep, America. And after you are telling me we are going to heaven. Let me not digress further. But we understand, Nehemiah understand that he need sheep. They will tell you the truth. They will not lie to you. Anywhere you are as a leader in IPOB, you are surrounded by people who tell you what you want to hear. People who are pampering you, lying to you. They will lead you to your downfall. You will suffer it alone. That calling is your calling. That is the first front. In that battlefield, Nehemiah understand, I must build my sheep. Sheep are obedient. Sheep are loyal. Sheep are kind. Sheep are gentle. Do you have such men around you? And then he understands that when the first gate is built, he needs to go back and build the second gate, which is the Hanil, the tower at the northwest corner of the wall in Jerusalem. Like the name implies, Hani means God gracious gift. It is a gate in the temple, part of the gate he was going to rebuild. In other words, Nehemiah understands that he needs the grace of God to be able to fight those enemies successfully, emerge victoriously in the end. He needs God. We have not believed one day that we can get Biafra without the divine intervention. Our leaders started shouting Chukwu Kika Biama because that is the name we call our God. We are not Arab, so we don't call him Allah. I am not Israeli, I am a Biafran, so I don't call him anything they self call him. So many. And so as a Biafran, I call him Chukwu Kika Biama. Because we understand he's the one that will fight the unseen battle for us. He is the one that will take care of situation and circumstance. Imagine without coronavirus. Imagine how many people that have tripped into Biafra land. You will not have evidence of it. Watch Yoruba Gota media. They are not saying it's a propaganda. It's a propaganda. They are not saying it. Because coronavirus has completely exposed Nigeria and friends of Nigeria for who they truly are. Like I said, those are corona victims in Nigeria, COVID-19 patients. Nigeria, look at them enjoying. It's Yoruba music they are dancing in the ocean. And so when we are fighting to restore Biafra, understand there is need to pray. If you cannot pray, ask people to help you pray. Our leader has set this example. He has made it known to all of us. And that is why, no matter what happens, the Creator will always be there for him. Number 3, enemy he knew he was going to fight on that battlefield. There was need to rebuild the fish gate. If you go to the book of Nehemiah, you will see how Nehemiah planned out to rebuild the wall. The third area he was going to work on is referred to as the fish gate. The fish gate is in the west of the wall of Jerusalem. The fish gate should remind us about what its name really means. Evangelism. In this war, for us to survive, fight efficiently, number 1 is that there is need to you to open the sheep gate. That means you must have people who believe in your vision, and until they become stupid. Mazio Bidio Bienu believe in the restoration of Biafra until he look as if he don't have sense. You will believe it until you look like a madman. You will believe it with everything inside you. You will say the truth until they are calling you Iche Ezoku. You will say the truth. He understands that not just having a sheep that will follow you is the issue. They understand, Nehemiah understands that the next thing is that he need a Torah. He need the grace of God. He must rebuild the grace of God. And the third thing there he must understand is that he need to rebuild the fish gate. What is the fish gate? You must have evangelists. Evangelists. Muslims have jihadist evangelists everywhere. Christians have jihadist evangelists everywhere. We have Biafran evangelists. They are everywhere. Do you know, as you are speaking, there are men and women in Biafra land who will wake up in the morning and start walking around preaching Biafra as if they are preaching for Jesus Christ to come? Most of you don't know. Many of them. We need them to fight this war and win successfully. Nehemiah knew that he need people who will be canvassing for him as he is doing his job of bricklayer. He know that there should be people who are standing by to be evangelizing, calling everybody. Number 4, he knew or understand the need why the fullness tower must be rebuilt. Among the gate, the wall of Jerusalem that Nehemiah was going to rebuild, they have different fronts. And of course, in this physical realm, the fullness tower represents a place of guidance and discipline. Among the wall, a part of the wall is known as the gate of fullness. On that tower, you see lights. The light there is to give direction. The light there is to bring purification, discipline. Nehemiah understand that he must be able to fight during day and night time. He need the furnace tower to be installed. If we must succeed in this struggle, we need men and women who will dispense discipline with love, not with wickedness. You don't discipline a righteous man with wickedness, he will revolt against you and you will fall. But there are need for those machineries to be put in place. Nehemiah principles show that he knows the challenge that will come for him, and he was very ready. I'm telling you about what you have, facilities that you have within the wall of Jerusalem that Nehemiah went to rebuild. He targeted on the main structure, which are the pillars, before any other thing. And then, having done with the number 4, which is the furnace tower, the number 5 there is the dungeon gate in the south, a place of regeneration. Dungeon gate. So even as beautiful as the wall of Jerusalem is, there is a side referred to as dungeon gate. If it were to be in our language, sheet gate, where you have Iponse. Nehemiah understand that while they are building this beautiful frontier, there are Iponse gates where they go to toilets, they go and pour it there. When their animal passes the excrete, they pour it there. Because they understand that excrete, sheet, has many functions. It can be used to generate energy as well as electricity. He built a gate for that one. Because he understands that all of us, to get Biafra, you don't need only born again. You need Okpokpo scatter. We need all our people. And anyone you let down, when it is time to walk on the sheet gate, we will know who will walk there. Nehemiah understands all of them must be in place. And so anybody fighting for Biafra, you must make sure you have all these things in place. Nehemiah did not just depend on miracle. Let the wall be rebuilt. No. He strategically mapped out this plan. Every Biafran man and woman, from your unit to your zone, to everywhere you are serving Biafra in this IPOB, make sure all this area activated. Respect them. In those days when we used to go to protest, there is a brother they call James in Port Harcourt then. James have anointing. His anointing is to tie Biafran flag on top of high tension without pole. And go and ask Nigerian army from Borikam, they will testify. James can smoke Igbo. When he finish smoking Igbo, he will climb electric. Electric don't shock him again. But those of you who know James, you know how you have frustrated him out. Because you are idiot. Oh, James cannot speak English. James didn't go to school. James is not civilized. Do we need civilization and education to get our freedom? But James was anointed to tie Biafran flag, whether in heaven or in hell. James will go and tie it and come back. Imanka. Nehemiah understand the need why all these things must be there. Jesus have 12 disciples. One of them is Sam Robber. And then after rebuilding the dungeon gate, he moved on to make provision to rebuild the east gate. The east gate is also referred to the golden gate. It is at the part of the east of the wall of Jerusalem. And that is the entering point to the promised land. Having put all these 5 things in place, the last one fell in place. You know, when you go to Jerusalem today, the east gate, the golden gate, is closed. It is on the side of the Palestinian. For as long as the history of Nehemiah is concerned, for as long as the temple, the wall of Jerusalem stand, the golden gate cannot be opened. The Saudi Arabia, the Muslims are blocking there 24 hours till tomorrow morning. They want to make sure that nobody open the Golden Gate, which is the Eastern Gate. Because the Muslims believe that the day they will open that gate, that is the day the Messiah will come. Because there is a prophecy that said that when that gate is open, only one person will open it and pass through it. And that is the Messiah. Those of you in Israel, go and find out about the Golden Gate. And so if you are able to put this 6 principle in place, you must get ready to usher in Biafra. We are almost there. Building the Golden Gate. Biafra is close. People are asking questions. How is this Biafra going to be? Where is the bylaw? Where is the constitution? Where is the international passport? Where is the this and where is the that? You will not ask that question from Facebook. Oh. You must come out visibly, or else you will be considered a stalking person. The people say they threaten. No, we don't threaten people. We make promise we intend to keep. Nobody will deceive anybody. Nobody will deceive anybody. According to K Foreign. There are men and women who are dying, who are suffering. Their shop is taken from them. Everything they have labored for has been taken from them. I still see widows. I still see orphans. I still see widowers. I see big men who could take care of their family. They don't even have family again, not to talk of business to manage themselves. We are not dead, we are still here. And of course, all of us must not pay the same price. And then you are in your comfort zone. You are dictating for your father. Don't make mistake. Oh. Don't make mistake. There is a way to do something. There is a way to do something. Everybody, don't let anybody deceive you. Don't let anybody deceive you. Everybody must submit. Everybody must support this thing. Now, else, you better begin to sabotage the struggle. Begin to pray, let Biafra not come. Because if Biafra we are fighting for is going to be like Nigeria, and then we will fight ourselves inside it 1,000 years on. But we all know the truth. There is no need for that. Go and look for IPOB and make your own contribution. Stop deceiving yourself. Other things all of you are doing, we are watching all of you. There are men and women giving their money. They look like fool. There are men and women giving their resources to make sure, our leaders say it all the time, no politician is sponsoring us. There are men and women who are putting their sacrifice. And somebody is kind of saying, when the Biafra come, all those volunteers. Our leader made an announcement and say, volunteer, don't sleep again. Begin to watch Biafra land. But were they sleeping before? But of course, our leader wants you to know that there are men and women who are not sleeping. So when you are yapping, you are your own Facebook. What we are doing here has gone beyond Facebook. Oh. You think say an ordinary Nigeria wake up and say IPOB is a terrorist? My brothers, let us behave like Nehemiah. Behave like Nicodemus. Look for our coordinator. Tell them, how do I make my own support? When I see people who are trying to tell them, no, I must be consulted, I must be enumerated, I will weep for myself. I weep for myself, not for you. And now, what I'm trying to make you understand is that Nehemiah understand the need to redefine his stand. And if those areas are not redefined, forget. This is not the time somebody say, I don't go follow Biafra, I don't go do this one, I don't go do that one. Oh boy, now everybody will answer his father's name. We can have respect for one another and fight as one impenetrable unit, helping IPOB to achieve what they have gone to. Forget about that I'm an IPOB. IPOB is not my father property. I can answer the name African rep. I know even Africa not to talk of rep. And when the leadership didn't fit, they bring the person here. I step aside. Only one thing is in my mind. So don't say because he's African rep. Forget about carry the African rep. But one thing is important here. And that thing is that we need freedom. We need our freedom. That is all that matters. So when you are sitting somewhere, you are boasting, you are raking, you are thinking you are going to condition your father. There are people, their head is not at home again. No. But we just want to know how many people that are still normal, how many people understand what is going on. And then we'll know who is deceiving who. Are you telling me that those who died like Chimobi Okafor, that they died for nothing? Are you telling me millions we don't know their name that they died for nothing? There are matters that are greater than most of you. Don't get involved. Don't get involved. Learn to set your priority right. There are men and women out there. We want to call their name, they are numerous. I as a person. Not to talk about people who make sure that some of our people go to India to receive treatment, having been shot by the Boko Haram Nigerian army. Are we going to talk about those of you who call and say that woman, I need the number, and you dash them 5,000? Do you know that your 2,000, how many people you have saved? Biafrans, let us understand. First of all, wherever you are serving from, wherever you are now as a Biafran, don't let anybody deceive you. Find out who could be the enemy of Biafra. And then get ready for them. Find out those who are around you, who are willing and obedient to serve Biafra to the end. Give them the support you can. Find out those people who are ready to do anything to make sure Biafra come. When you are able to identify all these pillars, the golden gate will open. If we are able to reposition ourselves where we belong to, the golden gate will open. That means Biafra will be restored. That is the first sign, the first symbol of redefining our stand. I will stop there now. And of course, like I said in the morning, we look at the last part of it. Because there is need for us to redefine ourselves. Nigerians don't have that privilege any longer. Nigerians have one destination. And that is the destination of deceiving themselves, looting the national resources, nothing more. As I'm looking at those Yoruba women dancing under COVID-19, coronavirus victim, I'm ashamed of myself. Somebody will say, they are ashamed, they shame me. This is one Nigeria. And then one day, one country, maybe America, China, Japan, we say Nigeria and the integrity of the social integrity, the integrity of Nigeria. You should be ashamed of yourself, you friends of Nigeria. I'll be back in a minute.
The history of a people, I repeat, is like the stream of life from which the character form and structure of the identity, their backwardness and progress are drawn. It affords a people the platform on which to predict their future. Though, just as every stream has a source, so every group of people has a beginning.
I had a voice on the radio Biafra. London is the mouthpiece of the Biafrans. Nandekano is his name. He made a vow to fight the end till our nation Biafra is restored. We love him, he's our mentor. Biafra is for real. Yeah. We will keep on fighting till the end.
Anything you hear on radio Biafra is the gospel truth.
I had a voice right in the air, sounding like a thunder, calling for my freedom. Yeah, now I conquer. I had freedom is near. It's telling me Biafra is my name. Biafra is my home. Biafra is my home, my home. It's telling me Biafra is my name. Biafra is my name. Biafra is my home, my home, my home. For many years after the war, yeah, we be praying to Kike to give us a good leader in Biafra land to replace Ojukwu. Until I wake up one day, one morning, I tune to my radio 102.1 FM, radio, Biafra. All I had is life.
The people cannot predict their future if they do not know their past.
Yeah. Nandekano's voice. I had a voice like him. Yeah. Sounding like a thunder. Calling for my freedom. Yeah. Now I conquer. I had a voice like him. Yeah. Telling me to listen. Biafra freedom is near. It's telling me Biafra is my way. Biafra is my home. Biafra is my home, my home. It's telling me Biafra is my way. Biafra is my way. Biafra is my home, my home, my home. I had a voice like him, yeah. Sounding like a thunder, calling for my freedom, yeah. Now I conquer. I had a voice like him, yeah. Telling me to listen. Biafra freedom is near. It's telling me Biafra is my name. Biafra is my home. Biafra is my home, my home. It's telling me Biafra is my name. Biafra is my name. Biafra is my home, my home. It's telling me Biafra is my name. Biafra is my home. Biafra is my name, my home. It's telling me Biafra is my name. Biafra is my name. Biafra is my home, my home, my home.
My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet Earth. For the rest of my life, be a loyal and dedicated servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. We will serve you. We will not let you down. We are not going to retreat 1 inch. We will not surrender. Biafra will come.
He say, Biafra we come, Biafra we come, We want the microphone, Sakaman Kurubito, yeah.
Yes, of course, at this moment, our lines are open. Our WhatsApp line is 070-815-45642. 070-815-45642. Direct line is 081-221-52971. 081-221-52971. And the special number for the female is 081-288-58614. 081-288-58614 is the special number for the female. Call on the line, your name and where are you calling from?
Onyibe.
Monitoring Spirit. Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Your broadcast this night is the first and the last. I am telling you before to go to Kabiama and Humanity. Your message this night. Oh, it's all good. I tried to go to Imam and them more. I had to go to the Gaga family. It is a clarion call. Every Biafran, wherever you are on this planet Earth, it is a clarion call. I'm telling you the gospel truth. If you people know what is coming, mmiri a ga-ezo, ọ ga-amụ onye ukwu, ọ ga-amụ onye nta. But only the righteous shall make it. I see my Onyibe. If let this night be my witness, that way, every Biafra, wherever you are on this planet Earth, you have something to do for Biafra. Our enemies are numerous, the whole world. Do you know who we are fighting? We are fighting all these religions we are seeing. All these religions we are seeing. They call it church, my apostolic, my Semet, my Anglican, my Catholic, my Cherubim, my Sarasi, Hanile. They are in just a lot. Don't worry about me. I'm a corner. Imagine. That is the most painful. Okay, that's our body mode. That's why I say, do you know what it cost our ancestors to establish such shrine that we fight for us? Okay. Do you now have believer now to carry God? Do you have belief? But I'm an Amazon. I must have been to Hanile for to cool. You will use the eyes. Psalm 123. Remain resolute to go to Kabiam with us. Psalm 124. Remain resolute. What to end? Verse 7 and 8. Very, very important. Psalm 126. Want to end. Verse 4 and 5. Very, very important. It is to go to Kabiam. No other body. He is our God. His name is Tukotika. That is why we bear his name. Any other nation can call whatever name they want. That is their God. Tukotika. Our own is that God that is bear his name. Are you the one that gave yourself your name? Is you not your father? Even your child, is this your child that gave them? Are you not the one? I'm the one that gave my children their name. And you are telling me to serve another God outside the name that I fear under. Listen. Joel, G-O-E-L. Don't be to say. Joel, chapter 1, very, very important. Go and take it. 1 to end, verse 15. You might not know you are going home. Joel, chapter 2, verse 1 to end. 1, 2, 31, 32. Very, very important. This is very well. Joel, chapter 3, verse 1 to end. 14, 15, 16, and 17. Very, very important. You see Biafra. Come on, I don't to follow any one inch of Biafra, like the whole world shut down. Come, shut up. We are looking upon our leader. They know it. He knows it all. We cannot push him. Then we are assuring you that online for people get online prayer with them. Just get a deadline. Get a deadline within yourself and call those people you know that are ready to lose. Then address the whole world that we are going. Let them stay in their life. Don't worry. You want to take our own, we take our land. We are everywhere. If you in the whole world, why? Even in America, Biafra in America, we shut America down. We are Biafra today. We are Biafra tomorrow. I like to go first. How come I can't get a fire show? Happy to put together. I had the last time. I want to find out. Everybody on Alabia. Everywhere you find yourself, think asking the job when I get it all for the job. Over the other million, thank you very much. We are going home. One of us is just like that. Go ahead, Biafra.
Biafra. Call on the line your name and where are you calling from? Call on the line. Call on the line. Call on WhatsApp.
Yeah, Onyibe, good evening.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please. Lagos. That is Sue Epileptic Network. Caller on the line, are you there? Caller on the line.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. This is female line. Caller on the line.
Good evening, Maazị Onyibe.
Good
Afọ
evening,
m na Maazị Paul Kalụ. Esi m Abia Steeti na-akpọ. Ọ dị Janjawi baitara na ala ndị Igbo. Ha bịara ime gịnị?
Caller on WhatsApp, are you there? Caller on WhatsApp.
Good evening, sir.